Training camp is heating up in Chicago, and while all eyes are on the team's big-name rookies and headline veterans, one unexpected name has begun to command attention. Joel Wilson. An undrafted tight end out of Central Michigan, Wilson has quietly but impressively climbed his way back into the spotlight, and this time he might just stick. The Chicago Bears, under new coaching direction and with heightened expectations, are looking for depth and playmakers on both sides of the ball. Joel Wilson, returning after a brief stint on the practice squad last year, has re-emerged as one of the most improved players in camp. According to Ben Johnson, the Bears' new offensive coordinator, Wilson has already made the leap from working with the third string to now practicing alongside the second-team offense. Let's be clear, making a 53-man NFL roster is no easy feat, especially for an undrafted player who has bounced around several teams. But the early signs suggest that Wilson is not only surviving in camp, he's thriving. Ben Johnson offered strong praise. He's got a really nice route feel. He stood out when it comes to route running and positioning himself as a receiver. The real test will be how he holds up in the run game and pass protection once the pads come on. That's a powerful endorsement from someone who's worked with Pro Bowl caliber talent. It's even more significant considering that the tight end room is relatively unsettled beyond the top two spots. With veterans like Cole Kmet locked into their roles and free agent signee Durham Smythe yet to impress, Wilson might just be carving out a real lane for himself. The team is still evaluating how the third tight end spot will be filled. Smythe, though experienced, has been largely silent in camp. Meanwhile, rookie Colston Loveland remains sidelined due to injury. That leaves a gap, an opportunity, and Wilson is doing everything in his power to take advantage of it. Who is Joel Wilson? For fans unfamiliar with his story, Joel Wilson is a 24-year-old, 6 feet 4 inches, 242 pounds tight end from Central Michigan. Hailing from Michigan himself, he brings a natural familiarity with the Midwest, though one might cheekily assume he grew up rooting for the Lions. Despite going undrafted, Wilson has shown resilience and adaptability. His NFL journey includes stops with the Giants, Bills, Packers, and now the Bears for a second time. In an industry where countless players fall out of the league without ever touching the field, the fact that Wilson continues to get opportunities speaks volumes. Physically, he boasts an impressive build for a flex tight end. Height, 6 feet 4 inches. Weight, 242 pounds. Arm length, 32 5/8 inches. Hand size, 10 1/4 inch. Wingspan, 77 1/2 inches. Vertical jump, 33 inches. Broad jump, 9 feet 6 inches. 3-cone. Drill, 7.10 seconds. These numbers may not scream superstar, but they reflect solid athletic potential, particularly for a player not expected to contribute immediately. He didn't post a 40-yard dash time or 10-yard split during his pro day, so pure speed remains a question mark. Still, Ben Johnson appears confident in what Wilson brings to the field. Before we break down the rest of Joel Wilson's outlook and how he could earn a spot on the Bears' 53-man roster, take a moment to support the channel. If you're a true Bears fan, hungry for real analysis and under-the-radar storylines, smash that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell icon so you never miss an update. We're here every week breaking down every inch of Chicago Bears football, from the locker room to the end zone. Let's get back to the story. Wilson's game shows a mix of promising attributes and a few key concerns. Let's break it down. Strengths. 1. Route running and separation. One of his standout qualities, as noted by both coaches and scouts, is his ability to find space and create clean releases. He's been described as a creative route runner who can break out of coverage and make himself a reliable target. 2. Blocking ability. Despite being slightly undersized for a traditional inline tight end, Wilson has proven to be a strong and willing blocker. During his college days at Central Michigan, and even during his brief time with the Bills, coaches lauded his tenacity and technique. In fact, he's been able to neutralize bigger defenders, making him especially valuable in outside zone and screen game situations. 3. Versatility. Cray. With experience lining up both in-line and in motion, Wilson gives the offense multiple looks without tipping plays. This flexibility is increasingly valuable in today's NFL, where disguising intentions is critical. Weaknesses 1. Contested catch rate. Wilson struggles in tight window situations. His contested catch numbers in college were low, and reports suggest he doesn't always fight through contact for the ball. In the NFL, where separation is harder to come by, this could be a limiting factor. Second, yards after contact. Another critique is his tendency to go down after first contact. Unlike the top-tier tight ends who can fight for every inch, Wilson isn't known for dragging defenders. It's an area he must improve if he wants to be a factor in red zone and short yardage situations. Third, athletic testing. Count. His relative athletic score of 4.31 is on the lower end of the scale. While RAS doesn't tell the whole story, it does point out that Wilson is not an elite athlete compared to peers. That said, he compensates with football IQ and technique. College production, quiet but efficient. Over his career at Central Michigan, Wilson appeared in 30 games with 82 receptions, 874 receiving yards, 10.7 yards per reception, 11 touchdowns. His best season came in 2022, when he caught 44 passes for 445 yards and 6 touchdowns, nearly 50 receiving yards per game. Before that, in 2021, he hauled in 31 catches for over 360 yards and 5 scores. While those numbers aren't eye-popping, remember, he wasn't the top receiving option and played in a run-first system. That he still produced at that level says something. The current competition in the tight end room plays directly in Wilson's favor. With Colston Loveland sidelined and Durham Smythe failing to stand out, Wilson could rise up and secure a third tight end role, especially if the Bears keep 3 active tight ends on game day. Here's a look at how the tight end depth chart currently stacks up. 1. Cole Kmet, starter, recently extended 2. Colston Loveland, rookie, recovering from injury 3. Durham Smythe, veteran depth, but quiet in camp 4. Joel Wilson, underdog rising fast 5. Stephen Carlson, bubble player, limited upside. It's clear that Wilson is battling Smythe and Carlson for that final spot. Carlson is another journeyman with some potential, but nothing on tape suggests he brings more than Wilson. Smythe has experience, but his ceiling is limited. This is Joel Wilson's moment of truth. After bouncing between 4 teams in 3 years, he finally has an opening, not just to make a roster, but to contribute. He's earning trust, gaining reps, and impressing the coaching staff in real time. What happens next will depend on how he performs in live action. Preseason games will be crucial. 1 big catch, 1 key block, or 1 highlight play could be enough to lock down a roster spot, or at the very least earn him a place on the Bears' practice squad again with a fast track to activation. Let's not sugarcoat it. Joel Wilson still has work to do. He needs to improve in contested situations, finish through contact, and maintain consistency as the physicality of camp ramps up. But the potential is undeniable. In a tight end room still taking shape, he's done everything asked of him. And then some. The Chicago Bears love underdog stories. Fans do too. And in Joel Wilson, they might have a player who, if developed correctly, could become a reliable do-it-all tight end that brings value both as a blocker and receiver. He might not be a future star, but he could be an invaluable piece for a young, evolving offense. So, keep your eyes on number 87 this preseason. He's grinding, climbing, and showing the kind of hunger that this Bears locker room needs.